Hello.
Does anybody want tea before we get started? Does everything is ready? The refreshments?
All right. It's 10 a.m. and it's time for us to get started. And you are welcome to this self by typing into the type your name and where you are joining us from, anywhere you are. And if you're here as well, try to introduce yourself to everyone here. So next 5 minutes or so, let's try to introduce ourselves to wherever we are, everywhere around the world. People know who you are, and we'll continue now in the next 5 minutes. All right. So just introduce yourself, let people know who you are, wherever you are joining us from, anywhere around the world. So use the chat to do that.
Which village? Whenever we are in Badminton together, I remember those days. My cousin those guys, when they see me in Badu, what are you doing in Badu? Oh. It's because Happy is there. That is the reason you will see Peter always going to Badu. They will always want to talk about us.
And get started. Again, welcome us to this workshop. And this workshop, I'm hoping that's going to be a game changer for many of us, because the more we know ourselves, the more we understand ourselves, the more we're able to accomplish much from. And before I get started, I just want to kind of go over a couple of things. This workshop that we have, is one of the series that we are having as a church, and it's we said it's Surviving to Thriving series in 2024. This is the first of them, and we have 4 of them. We have one, this is self-development on February 10th. The quarter 2 will be about leadership development on May 11th. And for leadership, many of us will think, well, I'm not a leader and everything, but the first person you have to lead is yourself. Because if you can't lead yourself, you can't lead anyone. So that is coming up as well. And then also we will look at what we call growth management, which is on August the 17th, and then the first quarter will be for the health and wellness. And this whole thing, the premise is the fact that in 3 John chapter 1, verse 2, it said, "Beloved, I wish above all things that you may prosper and be in health, even as you also prosper." And the purpose of it is we see church should be a resource center. both for spiritual development and to develop in other areas of life as well. So, as you are developing spiritually also, your soul is prospering, you are in health, and everything is working for you. So, that's the point of everything that we are trying to do here. And again, just getting started right now. So, introducing you to you. You know, one thing about many of us is the fact that we've lived our life for quite some time and everything. There's a part of us that we may not know. There's a part of us that we may not understand. There are part of us that as we continue to live our life, many times we are wondering, okay, what is it about myself that sometimes we are struggling with? And if you don't really know yourself, you can't accomplish as much as you're supposed to accomplish. And in this, there is something that we normally use here. I say that if you don't know you, you can't do you. I don't know, I mean, you have the phrase of you do you, I do me, and everything. But one thing about it is the fact that if you don't know who you are, you can't do you. It's like you are, they give you a plane to fly, and then you don't know anything about that plane. What will you do? Most likely you crash it. That's sometimes the way many of us sometimes we live our life because we have this plane and everything, and then we don't even know much about that plane. We don't know what it can do. We don't know how much the plane can accomplish. We don't know the height that it can soar. We don't know what it can do. And many times we keep doing this over and over again, and that's why until we know ourselves, we can't accomplish as much as we are supposed to accomplish. So if you don't know you, you can't do you. You can't do the best that can come out of you. And by the time, the reason why I always want to talk about this, especially when it comes to personalities, strengths, and everything, is because these things actually changed my whole life. It helped me to know who I am, what I can do, how I can operate, the best that I can do, and also at what optimum condition can I operate. There are some things that the gifts and talents that we have, that we are born with, that God gives to us, but until we discover them, we can't maximize them. And that's what I'm hoping that we can accomplish today because of this. Now, my next slide is about what we call it Johari window. This window is there are two people that basically come up with this. So their names are Italian. One is Joe and Harry, and there's of course their full name. But if you look at this, there are 4 quadrants that are there. One says open self. Your open self is information about yourself that you know and every other person knows. So when you are doing this, you know what you can. You know those things about yourself. You are sure of it, and everyone around you they know it. So once they see you, they know, okay, this person will do this and everything. They know those things about you. Now, there is a blind self. This is the information about yourself that you don't know, but others know. Many times we think, well, I know myself. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't know yourself as much as people around you know. And until they give you feedback on those things, you don't know what it is. Because there are things whereby we do wrong many times. There are times whereby we step on people's toes, we do things, and then we don't even know what those things are. And as we continue to do that, we keep making these mistakes here and there sometimes. And these are the things whereby they can shape our life, they can shape our relationships, they can shape how people see us. So people will say, well, that person, I don't want to deal with them. If we have the kind of people whereby we don't listen to people, we don't take advice, nobody will tell you those things. You don't feel like maybe they don't want to deal with you and everything, but they know those things about you, or even there are good things about you that many people know that you don't know. They know that you are good at business and everything, but until you take feedback, they won't be able to tell you. That's your blind self, because you are blind to it, but others can see it. It's like a person that is blind, they can see themselves, but most people cannot see them. Most people can see them, but they can't see themselves. Now, there is the hidden self. That is something about yourself that you know very well, but others don't know. And many times I do this intentionally. For one reason or the other, it might be that maybe we think it's a weakness or something. I don't want anyone to know about this. And then we hide those things. So that's the hidden self. You hide that from people. And then the last one is the unknown self. That's the one that nobody knows and you don't know. But these are the things whereby some of these assessments these days, they can help us to understand a lot of those things. They can really help us to they can open our eyes to see some of our hidden self that nobody knows and we don't know. And I'm hoping that by the time we go through this today, and I'm hoping that all of us, whether you are online or here, you've done that assessment, the strength assessment and the personality assessment, because we'll go deeper into it. And as we go deeper into it, you begin to see yourself in a new light. You begin to know more about yourself. Sometimes the reason why you struggle to deal with some people. Sometimes the reason why you see some people they get on your nerves every time. But sometimes also the reason why some people just cannot get along with you. We'll look at all of those things, and by the time we are done, also you will see things that you are very good at. What makes you an asset to places? The second one we look at are strengths. When we're looking at the strength, there is something that I said about strength. I will go deeper and say we live in a deficit-minded world. All that they see is what is wrong with you. They don't see what is good about you. And many of us also, we have a deficit mindset. In the sense that every time people talk to us, we have conversations, all that we see, I can't do that, I cannot do. But many times you forget the things that you can do. Because the more you dwell on what you can do, the more you keep weighing yourself down, the more you don't see what is good about you. And many of us, we keep living in this loop, in this cycle every time, all the time. We keep going and everything. And all that you focus on every time is what is not good about you. So people that they call them maybe, I think it's Debbie Downers or something. Every time you meet them, they speak something bad about themselves. Even in psychology and everything, the more bad things you say about yourself, the more you cannot achieve much. So people think it's humility to say bad things about yourself. It's not. It's self-destructive. Because all that you tell people about you is the fact that I'm terrible, I'm bad and everything. Don't get me wrong, all of us have weaknesses. There are things about ourselves that we could do better, that we could improve, for sure. But at the same time, don't always put that upon yourself. Look at what is good about you. Look at what is special about you. You are made to be special. There are things that you are very good at that nobody else can do. Many years ago, I always feel that there are things that I can do, others can do the same thing. I used to have that mindset. But over time, I realized the fact that I'm gifted to do these things. Sorry. I'm not going to that yet. So I feel that I'm gifted to do these things. And the more I can do them, the better it is. And what it also does is, when you keep looking at what is not good about yourself, you are robbing all of us of the blessing you can give to us. And that's what I'm hoping that by the time we are done today, those things will change about all of us. We'll start saying what is good about us, we'll start saying the good things, and we'll start acting on them. It doesn't mean that there are some weaknesses that you probably have to face here and there, but you don't focus too much on that, you focus on what is good about you. It's about changing the mindset. Now, there are two things here that, again, I've talked about it is, many times, there are times where many of us have done some assessments. We've done strength assessments that look at things that we do very well. And also, sometimes we've done personality assessments. Some people think that, okay, if I've done one, it's okay. For me, I always encourage you to do two. Because one thing is, your strengths, they are the things that you do very well. There are the things we have, and we'll go deeper into that and everything. It's what you do best without stress. There are things that you do very well, and those are the things you've done the assessment, you've seen those things, and we'll go deeper and explain it very well. You do them very well without stress. It's easy for you. But personality is who you are. That's your model of thinking. That's the way you see life. That's the way you understand things. And these two, they continue to go. Because sometimes it doesn't matter how good you are at some things. If you have some personality traits that negate those things, people keep looking at those personality and they forget what you are good at. But this seminar is about how do we bring the two of them together, how do we marry what you do very well, and also you know who you are as a person. It helps you to maximize your strength and be able to do them very well. Now, before we jump into that, let's go to personality and strength. Again, personality is about who you are, how you think, how you feel, how you react to situations that are happening around you. Because your thinking model impacts how you feel about situations, how you think about things that are going around you, how you process events and react to your environment. Because all of us, our environment impacts us. But one thing that, there is this that I heard about psychology. They said many times we think we are reacting to environment, but actually we are reacting to what is happening actually inside of us. That's why the same thing happens to the same set of people, they react differently. Have you ever seen that before? Whereby the same thing happens to the same people, the same set of people, but the way they react depends on who they are, the way they think, the way they perceive situations. There is this thing about in the Bible as well. If you look at what happened with the spies, some has forward personality. They look at life and everything. Life is okay. Whatever is going on, we can win. Some say they cannot win. Their perception of life impacts how they see those situations, and that's why it doesn't matter everything that happens around you. Whatever is going on with you. The way you think about the world impacts how you react to your environment. Many times we think, it's my environment, but here's the funny thing, within the same environment, some people are doing different things. Many times it boils down to your personality, it boils down to the way you are looking at things, and also behaviors. Your personality impacts your behaviors. Again, because you are reacting from what is inside of you, is the way you are wired to think. Is the way you are here to react to when something happens to you. Sometimes, for example, they will step on someone. Now, let's say they step on two different people. Somebody will snap, the other person will not snap. Again, it depends on the way they are wired, their behaviors, how they react to what is going on within them and everything. All of these things, your personality impacts all of those things. And also, your personality also impacts how you relate with people. Personality is very big when it comes to relationships. That's why you have people that you cannot stand. So people whereby, every time you see them, they get on your nerves. It's because whatever they do, you are processing what they do. And you're thinking, maybe they're just now. So people have some things that are, they are not just behaviors, they are things that the point is able to take advantage of others. There are those people, and that can be any personality. But some people, just the way they see life, some people whereby when you see them, they are just happy, bubbly, they hug you and everything. Like, not today. It's just annoying to you. Like, can we just dial it down? But that's who they are. Every time they are always excited. There are some people, it doesn't matter if everybody is jumping, life is good, they are always like this. Always calculative, always calm. Some people whereby it doesn't matter how much it is, if they give you a small smile, you should be happy. And some people, they will laugh with everything in them and all the stuff and everything. Because again, that was some people, when you are in their presence, you can easily work with them because they're happy and probably, but some they're just very quiet. Again, it impacts how you relate with people, how people perceive you, how you perceive people, all of these things are there. And then when it comes to strengths, like I said earlier, there are the things that you do very well. Even if somebody wake you up today and say do some things, you don't even think about it because it's natural to you. There are the things that you are born with naturally to do without any stress or any struggle because it's easy for you. Again, like I said, things that don't require much effort. They're easy for you and everything. Some of us, there are things whereby somebody wake you up and say, tell me a joke. You don't even have to think. It's easy for you. Or they say, this is going on, encourage me. It's easy for you to encourage them because they're natural to you. Or they say, I have this problem, can you help me? Naturally, you are wired to think about 1 million solutions at a time. Because you are good at it. It's natural for you. That's why you see behaviors and strengths. That's where you start to see the difference. Because behavior, now the same person that can think everything for you, they might be quiet or they might be all over the place. But because they have no strength, their natural abilities and also they are stress-free and enjoyable. If you get a job in that area, that's what people say, I have my dream job. There are things that they enjoy to do. It's natural for them. It's easy for them. It's okay. Sometimes say, okay, we are thinking and everything. We want to solve the problem. So people they come up with solutions. It's easy for them. Or some people, they can see something that will happen afar. Now, everybody might be saying, well, this is happening, this is going on. For some people, they can see what is going to happen, and it will tell you, if you're not very careful, this thing will happen in the next 5 years. Sometimes we think there are spiritual gifts, but some people it's not spiritual gifts. It's natural for them to be able to perceive what will happen in the next, because they can look at this one, they join them together and say, I think this might happen. And most likely, 9 out of 10 times it will happen. Because it's natural for them. And for some people, if you are down and you need encouragement, just call them on the phone. By the time you are doing, it's always gone. Because they know how to make you feel better. Those people, it's natural for them. And those are the things we look at the two of them today, and we see how the two of them they influence each other. So in this journey, go with me. So again, now we start working on personalities. The first thing is personality. Now, before I continue as well, if you have any question, if you are online, please put them in the chat. If you are here, just write them down, because the time comes, we'll be taking some breaks and take some questions so that we can be able to explain some of the things. And so if you have questions, so that we're able to really ask questions. Like I said, if you are online, again, don't forget, if you are just joining us online, tell us your name, where you are joining us from, anywhere around the world. And if you are here as well, again, if you're online, write your questions in the chat. We have someone that is moderating that, and then they will let us know. Whether you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook, let us know. If you are here as well, write down your questions and comments, and then we'll address them at intervals as we go. Now, going to personalities is who you are, like I said earlier, and how you feel. Now, here's a quote right here. It says, stop taking everything personal. People don't do things against you, they do things for themselves. You know, there are times whereby somebody laughs when you are not laughing, you take it personal. Somebody hug you, you don't like to be hugged, you take it personal. Somebody does, because there are times whereby people do things for themselves, they are not doing it against you. Because until you begin to understand other people, you start thinking they are terrible people, or they are just bad. But that's just who they are. And now, many times, by the time we are done here, you see some things that, because sometimes we take who we are as an excuse to do bad things. The reason why you get to know who you are is for you to make sure you use your personality and everything for good. And also be aware of the reason why some people may not be able to stand you, or you cannot stand them. How do you find happy medium? We'll get into that as we go. But again, don't forget, stop taking everything personal. People do things for themselves, not against you. Now, there are 4. Now, if you look at a lot of these personality things and everything, there are many of them out there, but I use mostly insight and DISC. So some people use the Myers-Briggs, the MBTI. Some people use real colors. Some people use these. There are many of them out there. But I love this one because it's just fun. DISC and insight, you see many of them, they are very similar. So that's why I love to do them, because it's kind of easier to really get going with that. This personality, and this one, what you are seeing here, the first one are from insights, the second one are from DISC. So, like I said, they are both very similar and everything. Before, if you have done your personality and everything that was sent to you, now we'll explain each of these as we go deeper into them. And you start seeing yourself, you say, that's like me. That's like me. That's not the way you see it. The first one is a fairy red. Now, it sounds scary when you see somebody is fairy and everything, all this stuff. And also, in this, they call them dominant. For them, life is about just do it. Stop whining, stop complaining, stop belittling, just get it done. They don't have time for, this is not feeling good. It's like, you know what, I don't want to hear that, just get it done. It doesn't make any difference, just do it. it's not, they don't care about emotions and everything, just get it done. And then you have the cool blue. They are the cautious set of people. They're very cautious. Everything about them has to be intact. Everything is methodical. They don't jump around and everything. They make sure that they watch everything. Nothing has to go wrong. For them, make sure you do it right. For them, if you're not going to do something, don't do it at all. But if you won't do it right, don't do it. Because there is no point doing something where we fail. For them, failure is not an option. It has to be done right. It has to be the exact, precise, accurate. That's the way they operate in their life. Everything for them is done right. Oh, sorry. My mouse is very reactive. So, and then you have the sunshine yellow. They are the life of the party. Everywhere you see them, they are the happy-go-lucky. They don't have that. For them, there's no room for sorrow. Every day is a happy day. Every day is a good day in their life. They are just very happy. They are jolly to be around, and that they are saying they are influencing. For them, whatever you do that is not fun, don't bring me around them. That's why you say, do it with fun. Make it happy, make it fun. Because for them, it's not, for them, there is no sorrow in life. Because they are just happy, they are good lucky, and then for them, it's easy. And then you have the one that they call the earth green. For they are supportive. For them, you have to be caring. Whatever you do it kindly. Consider emotions. Consider how people think. For them is they look out for people. They make sure everybody is. They don't have to be happy, but everybody is comfortable. Nobody is sad. Life is good. It's easy. Don't worry, we'll get deeper into this. I understand I will get deeper into this and everything. I'm just giving you how everybody look at it. So if you look at these 4 personalities, you can easily guess the ones that always fight with each other. The interesting thing about this is the fact that in many marriages, these things that people don't get to know, it breaks many marriages. Because like I said earlier, stop taking everything personal. People don't do things for you, they do it for themselves. Against you, because sometimes if you have a sunshine yellow and a cool blue, they will fight each other. But this one doesn't care whether it's right or not, as long as everybody is happy. For this one, why would you do it when it's not right? So that's why, and then again, the fairy red and the earth green, they don't get along too much. Because it's all like, why are we wasting time? This one is like, if you're gonna consider people, they are quiet and everything, let's not do it. This one is like, it has to be done. And now, so again, that's why you see how all these things come against each other and everything. Now, let's get deeper into it, the fairy red. Their own approach to everything is thinking. Every time they are thinking about how do we solve the world problem, how do we solve the problem between Russia and Afghanistan and everything. For them is, let's have a solution, let's find it now. Is do it and do it now. It's like, it's my money and I want it now. Sorry, it's not your money. By the time you want it now, they come back for you later. But for them, it's always they are thinking about it and everything, and their approach, their desire is always control. They always want to be in control. Because for them, losing control is not an option. When they are out of control, you see that they tend to lose their cool. And you see, with the other stress you see here, they will lose their cool, and then they can snap at you. Because for them, everything has to be under control. You can't just come around them and everything, and things are all over the place. That's not them. Things always have to be under control for them. And then their focus is on tasks. For them, it's about what do we do, when do we do it, how do we do it, let's get it done, because they don't focus so much on people, they focus a lot on tasks. And that's why sometimes people like this, people like me, I'm one of those, we can tend to lose sight of people many times. Because we focus on what we want to do, and sometimes it can be at the expense of people. So because for them is, like I said, is just do it. Stop whining. Stop complaining. Stop just getting on. I don't want to hear all the complaint. Let's just do it. So that's why you see them. And again, look at their orientation results. Because, I mean, what's the point of living a life without accomplishments? What's the point of living a life without results? If we do something and we keep prolonging that for many years to come and everything, what's the point? So for them, if they are not accomplishing something, they are struggling. They cannot stay still. Me, somebody in question. That's where I operate. That's why for me, on average, you can never see anything I do actually. Is it? Somebody said, do you even rest? I said, I don't even know. But I'm going to do that because sometimes I don't want to climb myself to that ground to that. But basically, results for them, no matter how small it may be, they have to have something that keeps them going because accomplishments and results, it keeps them going. That's their fuel. So that's where their rotation results. Now, their fear is loss of control. When situations are messy, everything all over the place, they struggle. So the fear is they are afraid of loss of control because, like you said, look at the desire is control. The fear is loss of control. Because when they lose control, they are struggling, they don't know where they belong, they don't know how am I supposed to live, and everything. Like this is when you see kids now, they say, internet, my life is over. No Wi-Fi in this place. No, your life is not over, basically. But again, people that have fairly red personality, loss of control triggers a lot. Because they have to keep things in control. And then, if you are working with them, and on average, like I say, as I'm describing these people, you can easily know who they are. If you are working with them, or who we are, if you are working with them, the first thing is be concise. If you want to tell them, that's why I tell people, don't tell the story, summary. Summarize your thing. Because I'm thinking of what is next. Because if you're going to give it, even if for me, that's why somebody say something happened. If you want somebody that will narrate stories to you, I'm the wrong person. I will just tell you this happened, and then that's what this is what happened. You know, and somebody always say, what really happened? I don't even know how to tell you that story. Because for me, it's more like, let's be concise, let's do something else. Yeah, also, for them, it has to be clear. Don't bring a bunch of ambiguities and everything and all this stuff. This is what you want to do, this is what you want to get to. If you come to me and you say, well, I don't know what to do and everything, the first thing I will sit down with you is, okay, let's chart the course of your life. Where do you want to get to? What goals do you have for yourself? But if you are coming to me with, well, I just don't know, we might not be friends. But I'm trying to, believe me, I'm trying, doing my best to get to the point whereby I can cope with people that probably, and it's not again, personalities are different. That's why I'm learning also to say, you know what, there are times whereby let me calm down my head and everything, but when you are coming down, it's like somebody is pinching you. You're struggling with that. That's what it is. Again, straight to the point. Not all over the place, not everything. So if you are working with people that are like that, always bear in mind. Be clear, be concise, and straight to the point. They don't want to be bothered by all the history. It's about what is going on, what do we do, what do we want to achieve. And then also, the environment for them mostly is formal and business-like. Most of the time, the environment is just more formal. It's not everything is bumpy all over the place and everything. It's very formal and business-like. And then what triggers them? Now, here we go. You know, those red buttons that you press, and everything. What triggers them is lack of focus. If there is no focus, everyone is all over the place and everything, it triggers them. It brings something bad out of them. And you see what brings out of them and everything. Because if there is no focus, again, remember, they are looking for results. They know where they are going. If there is no focus, if there's nothing to do, why are we here? So if you're just all over the place, it doesn't work for them. Indecisiveness. If you cannot decide on everything, because for them is, okay, we're going to go to Minneapolis, this is where we are going, we'll get there 10 o'clock, we'll do this. For them is, you have to be decisive. Straightforward. Where we are going, we get it done. And then, what triggers them again? Back to loss of control. Because when they lose control, it triggers them. Now, that brings some bad things about them that you see now. When they're under stress, the first thing is they become impatient. That's the first thing because now you will see them, like I said, it's one because when they become impatient, and what happens, they become snappy. They'll snap at you. Get it done. Stop wasting my time. That's what you see. Then again, those are the things because now they are under stress, they are losing control, things are not going the way they expect, they become snappy. Also, tunnel vision. They stop looking at everything around them. The only thing that matters is the goal that they are looking at because now they are under stress, they are struggling. It's tunnel vision, they stop looking at A and B and everything. And then also they become insensitive. Feelings have zero things on them because now they are under stress. Because their goal is what they are trying to achieve, they stop thinking about you or anyone around them. And also they become inflexible. Again, like I said, their tunnel vision, they become inflexible, they are not going to make any change. And also they become aggressive and controlling. So when you see people, because they can become aggressive, they can become controlling, again, because when they're under stress, those are the behaviors that keep coming up. If you are predominantly red, you can start seeing yourself right here, right now. You can see that when things are not going well, you know who you are, you know exactly. So understanding this things help you to know when you start to show those traits, learn to control yourself. That's the point. The point is not to say, well, everybody just accept me for who I am. That's not the point. The point is, when you keep showing these things, start to know, okay, I'm under stress. Now, the next thing to know is, how do you control your stress? How do you manage your stress? Start to know those things. And but those people, though, they are good at something, leadership. Because they are result-oriented, because again, leadership is about results. That's one thing that the grace of God, after we do this, I think I talk about it sometimes. It's one of the conferences that I talk about living for results. Because leadership is about results. For I'll give you as an example. I mean, if you are a coach of a team, whether you're soccer or football, basketball, whichever way, and your coach is not achieving anything, what do you say? Kick them out and bring somebody else in? That's weird because results matters. Whether you're an employee, you're an employer, whichever way, results matters. So, but these people, because they know how to get results, they are good at leadership. And also, when you want to make something happen, look for them in your team. Or friends or family, because they know how to make things happen. They create the goal, they go for it, they achieve it. Now, they are prone to sometimes burnout because they don't rest. Because they keep going and going and going until they are grounded, the rest of one day they back up again. Prone to burnout, and also they can rub people the wrong way. Because people perceive you as being aggressive, inflexible, and controlling, everybody kind of feel like, I don't want to deal with it. So again, the reason why we are going through this is because once you know yourself, you can perceive who that person is now how can you also become a little flexible to accommodate other people? So again, very rare of dominant personality, that's what they are. Because of our time, let me jump to the next one. Okay. Sunshine yellow, life of the party. Every day is a good day. Well, then, whatever is happening, you see them there. That's what they have. And believe me, every team needs these people. Everyone. Because all of us cannot be serious every time. You need people that can be able to say, you know what, let's calm down a little bit, let's have fun. Because some of us that are red, you just focus on getting it done, forget the fun part of it. But every team needs people. Now, their approach is failing. They feel, they think about people, they always feel they think about them. Are people okay? Are things going well and everything? They consider people's feelings because feelings matters to them. And then their desire though is admiration. They want people to love them. They want everyone to see them as, oh, this person is good and everything. They want to be admired because that's who they are. Now, their focus again is on people. Remember, the red is on task. These ones are people. They look out for people. They make sure everybody is doing well. Everybody is happy. Okay, are you struggling? What can I do for you? Because they are the ones that they are all over the place and everything because they are always looking for everyone. Making sure if nobody is happy, they will come to this interaction. Remember, the very red is results. This one, if you don't achieve anything, everybody is happy, we've done well. Because for them is any life was the point. So they are always looking for interaction, they're always making sure everybody is happy. But one thing that scares them most though is disapproval. Because they love admiration. They want to be loved. But the moment you disapprove them, they are always afraid of that. That's something that gets them. The moment they feel disapproved, they go to the shell, they are unhappy and everything. That's the only thing that gets them this disapproval. And then when we are working with them, make sure you have room for fun. You know, it's not just about working and everything. Make sure there's room to carry jokes, there's room to be able to have fun, there's room to talk about things that happened 20 years ago, that things, because they want to make sure that the place is not boring. So they want to make sure there is fun in that place. And also their own environment is casual and informal. You know, like we said, the other one is business-like and formal. The other one is just everything is casual. You know, it's not, every day is not a day for suits. It's not a day that always be strapped. Let's have fun. Because when you're having fun, you see their best. You know, all their strength and everything will come to life when they are in an environment that suits them. If you put like this in an environment that is very formal and everything, because they want everything to be happy, bouncy and everything. And then their communication, very shy. Always talking here, they go here, they talk to you, they go to this one, they talk, they go here, they talk, because they don't, for them it's not, you come to them with something, and then you just go business-like and everything, you lose them. But you talk about, oh, did you see Vikings yesterday? Did you see what happened? And then, okay, yeah, go back to business again, and then you have fun again. Oh, look at your hair and everything. They need to have, because you have to talk to them for a long time, because they have very short attention span. So if you keep going deeper into things, you will lose them. You have to find a way to wave everything you are doing with them, otherwise you will lose them. And also the triggers, restrictions. If you restrict them, don't allow them to have fun, it triggers them. It makes them to lose who they are and everything and all this stuff. And then lack of fun. If there's no fun in the place, it's a trigger for them. And also rejection. When you reject them, that's why people that are like this and everything, the worst thing you can do for them is to take attention away from them. If you take attention away from them, you have killed them. Because they love their attention. They love to be everywhere, they love everybody to see them and everything. Take that away from them, you are destroyed them. So I'm not giving you tools to harm people. But people that you are like this, if you want them to really decide for once, take attention away from them. That it triggers them a lot. And then when they are under stress, here are things to consider. When they are under stress, they become dramatic. Drama. They will turn everything upside down. What you think, okay, this doesn't require this much, because for them is when they are under stress, they become very dramatic, they cause trouble, they pull things here and there, they push them over. That's why also, if you have this personality, always watch for that thing, because it can be destructive. The fact that you're under stress, Learn to manage it because there are drama that you can create that can give you lifetime problems. Watch out for that. They become unrealistic. Their expectations, whatever they will do, they become unrealistic. For them, is now the world is now beyond them. Everything is just now about them and everything. And then overreaction. They overreact. You tap on somebody because they're under stress, they can snap, they can overreact on things that you're supposed to overreact. Impulsive bias. How many do we have here? Impulsive bias. This click. Because they're under stress. Some people will say that when they're under stress, what do they go do? They go shopping. Yeah. That's what, yeah. Yeah. They will buy so many things, and now when the stress is over, they say, the next this. It doesn't make sense. But because for them, that's the only way they can take away stress. They are stress shoppers. Some are stress eaters. So they eat under stress and everything, and then they become disorganized. Because they're under stress, everything's all over the place, and everything they become disorganized. But what they are good at doing is they bring positivity to anywhere you are. Because they bring life to it. If anybody is sad, just call them. By the time you are done on the phone, you forget yourself. Because they will take you on the journey of happiness. That's why I said every team needs that. All the personalities, every team needs that. Every family needs that. If you don't have one, import one to come and get two ones to buy. Believe me. And then motivate, like I said, motivation. They can motivate you, they can get you from where you're struggling back to. But they are prone to wrong decisions and empty promises. Something to watch out for. Because they are impulsive, they make impulsive decisions, they do things that they are supposed to do, they do things they will regret. So if you have that personality, watch out for that. And also empty promises. They will promise everyone around the world. And then at the end of the people like, we know, you will tell us whatever, but you won't do anything about it. So those are things to please watch out for if you have this kind of personality. The earth brain. I want to make sure I didn't skip anyone. The earth brain. In other words, they are called supportive. They are the ones whereby they are cool, they are quiet, they don't everything. The first thing about them though, the approach for them is feeling. Again, feeling matters most. Remember, if you're going to do it kindly. Do it with care. Make sure you care for people and everything. The first thing about them is feeling. The feeling is so crucial for them. The feeling is important for them. They have to make sure that, if anything happens, instead of them to think about things logically, they think with their feelings. Whatever happens to them, instead of to look at, okay, 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3, what they are looking at is 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Because it's feelings. But a logical person that whether it's a very red or a blue, they're looking at 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. How could that be? Then they keep digging into that. But this one is 1, 2. They won't have them together, they're just looking at that. That's not the way they operate. Their desire is love. They want to be loved, they want to be appreciated, they want people to love them, they want people to really see the best of them and everything. That's why they want a place that is happy. And then their focus, again, like I said, is on people. They focus much on people that want it to be done. And then their orientation is harmony and peace. They want, remember people that want results, people that want admiration, for them is, can we be peaceful? Can we not fight each other? Can we not just punch each other in the face? And but Red is saying, let's just punch each other and forgive and move on. But this one is saying, no, let's not fight at all. Let's keep harmony. Let's be peaceful. Let's not look for trouble. Let there be peace. That's the way they operate. And then their fears are confrontation. They don't like to be confronted. If you confront them, they will go to their shell. Anyway, that's where again, because they want peace and harmony, they by all means they avoid confrontation. They don't want you to do, because if you confront them, they will just say okay, because they won't confront you back. They just okay, and then they will just go back. Have you seen those people whereby everything, if you confront something happen, okay, I'm sorry, and then they will just push back. Now, if you are working with them, make sure you give them space and give them time to reflect. They are not the one that you tell them something right now, you expect them to give you outcome right now. If you do that, they will shut down. Give them space, tell them something, allow them to take time to reflect. They can say, okay, I'll get back to you. I don't know, like some people whereby if you're having a difficult conversation, they won't say anything. They won't say a word. They are reflecting, they are thinking, maybe at the end, they might say something, but whenever they're having that exchange, they will not respond. Because they are looking for time to think, to reflect before they respond. And then the environment is comfortable and less pressure. That's why you see on average, when you see people that are in this personality, most of the job you see them a lot of non-profits, you see a lot of healthcare. Because healthcare is about process. You follow it here and there, you make sure everything, the pressure is not as high, unless maybe something happens to somebody and everything. That's also you have other ones there. But most people that are health grade on average, they are not at healthcare non-profits. That's what you see there. You're looking for red, go to banks. Banks, financial industries. That's what you see most of the people that are red. Because everything has to be fast. Everything. Now, communication. Make sure you are sensitive. Consider their emotions. Consider what they have. Consider how they think when you're talking to them. If you don't, you're talking to a brick wall. Because they won't respond to you. They just say, okay. And then you become annoyed. If you are, that's why I said earth red, very red and earth green, they are opposites. Because very red comes to you and say, I have this problem, and this solution, no. This one is saying, because basically it's more like, you didn't even give me time to process. And everything. They want time to process and everything. That's why they don't get along. But there are triggers. There is one thing about people that are outspoken. As quiet as they are, don't mess with their values. If you mess with their values, you see the other side of them. Now the other side also, interestingly, they won't even tell you what you do wrong. They'll give you what they call silence treatment. So, because if you put them under pressure, if you keep pressuring them, they will shut down. Or you have a conversation and you keep interrupting them, they won't respond to you anymore. They want to give them time to express themselves, also time to think. So that's kind of what you see there as a trigger. Under stress, they become quiet. Quiet, unresponsive, and then they become resistant to change. Because now they are under pressure and everything, they feel that they will lose something, they become resistant to change. They won't change, they just want to remain who they are. And also they become overly dependent. Every small thing, what should we do? What should we do? Like, can't you think? It was everything for them because they're under pressure at that point. They feel that if I do something, I will make mistakes. They become overly dependent. They depend on you for everything. And also, now they have agreement. They will not keep agreeing with you. Now, the agreement doesn't mean they actually agree with you. It's not true agreement, it's forced agreement. Because they feel that you are pressuring me, you are giving me problems and everything. That's why people that are red and people that are green, on average, if you have red in your camp that are coming at them, they will just say, okay, what should I do now? You are not okay. Can't do something for yourself. But because it doesn't mean they cannot think, but you've put them under too much pressure. And also, the last one, the biggest part of it is resentment. They will resent you, but they won't tell you. Like I said, when they become quiet, they will resent you, but they won't tell you what you do wrong. That's the biggest part of it to kind of watch out for. And again, if you're also this earthbrain as well, watch out for your health. Resentment destroys people. Because you keep resenting. Sometimes, like I said, people that are red, you don't like them because you feel that you're putting under too much pressure, but they're not doing it against you. They are doing it because that's who they are. But also, the ones that is also thinking too, they're not doing it against you, they're doing it for themselves. So, again, resentment is one of the things that always happens when you're under pressure. And then, what are they good at? They are good at maintaining peace and make people feel safe. They are the one that will come to you and say, please, I'm sorry. They don't offend, they're not the one that offended you, but they will come to you, I'm sorry, let's just forget this. Because when there's no peace, they are stressed. But they want to make sure everybody is happy, there is peace everywhere, that's their job. And then, what are they prone to? Now, watch out for this, manipulation. Because they always want to maintain peace and everything, anybody that has bad intentions can easily manipulated. Because they also about feelings. Because they have feelings and everything. Now, instead of looking at the facts, they look at feelings, a manipulator will easily manipulate it. And also, they can be taken for granted. Because they always keep agreeing. They're always looking for peace. Don't worry, they'll just agree. Everybody stop thinking about them. It doesn't actually mean that they actually agree with you. They resent you, but they won't say it. But they keep agreeing. And then people take it for granted every single time. The last one, which is very powerful, is they can go ahead and enable bad behaviors. Because you're always agreeing, and the person will keep going. They do it because also they don't like confrontation. That's why people that are manipulators, what they do is, when they see people that are outgoing, they know that even if you want to say what they do wrong, they will scream at you. What do? You go to your shout. What do? They continue those bad behaviors continually. But the day somebody that is manipulator makes red, they won't do it again. Because those people tell them, knock it off before I cut off your head. Because basically, you come at somebody that's red and every somebody that, you come at them, they will come at you. It's 50-50. So, but people that are green, because now, it doesn't mean that they don't have problems with what you are doing to them, but because they don't want confrontation, it continues that way. So that's what to keep watching out for, especially if you're outside. Watch out for that and everything. Now, the last one in this is cool blue. They are the cool sex. They are cautious people. Cautious people, their approach is thinking. They are always thinking. They are thinkers. It doesn't matter, whenever you see them and everything, they are usually quiet. But they are thinking and everything. But the interesting thing also, their desire is always to be correct. If it's not correct, like I said earlier, why do it? If you won't do it right, what's the point? So they always want to be correct every time. And then their focus also is task. That's the difference between them and the earth brain, is they are focused on task, not people. So whatever they are doing is that in this place, people that you see here a lot, guess where? Accounting professions. Because in accounting, if it's not, a cent, an accountant will kill themselves over a cent because they keep looking for it. Because for them, because they have to be correct every time. And everything. That's why you see them. And then their orientation is problem solving. They always want to, there's people that are probably asking yourself, am I in the wrong profession? The orientation is problem solving. Because there is about solving problems. Why do you live life that has problems? Why can't you solve them? They don't rest until they solve the problem. And then their fears is embarrassment. Because they always want to be correct. If they are not correct, for them it's an embarrassment. Oh, I feel embarrassed. Why can't I be correct? They forget that you can't be correct all the time. So, but that's their fear. And if you are working with them, now, if you're going to work with somebody that's cool blue, Don't come if you don't have your ducks in a row. Be factual and be well prepared. Because they will ask you questions that you are wondering, did I come to the wrong place? Even if you have problems, they will keep drilling you. And then you are wondering, it's my problem, what's the problem? Because the way they think about it is the fact that, what are the facts? Don't just come to me without facts. Facts matter to me. And everything, and then make sure you are well prepared. The environment, formal and professional. Again, if it's not correct, if it's not formal, what's the point? And then communication, factual and precise. It has to be facts. You don't just come with me and say, I think. I don't know. Why don't you know? So before you come to me, make sure you know. That's the way they operate. And also precise, straight to the point. And then the triggers. Now, lack of information and structure, it triggers them. If you're going to work with them, or you want to be able to do something for you, if you don't give them enough information, it's like, what is this? And also, if there's no structure in the place, they struggle without the place without the structure. Because it doesn't work for them. And also, if you do a shoddy job, you want to give somebody that say, these people, they are what I call perfectionists. They want really that. If you do a job that is not clean, and surely they will basically berate you. Because, if you won't do it right, don't do it at all. That's really the thing. And also, time wasting. For them, time is money. Don't waste my time. Because I want to go and think. So, if you're going to just come here and just have the story of monkey and bees and everything, don't come here. This is not the place for you. I think whether it's some people who have by put at work, you know that if you want to have fun, don't go to their office. But there are some whereby you want to have fun, that's the place to go. If you want to have solve the problem, go to them. You want to have fun, don't try it, because they wonder, what's wrong with you? Why are you having fun? Have you seen this, what is this, grumpy cat? I don't know where this. It's a meme that's always, they call it grumpy cat and everything. So for him, it's like, they say Happy New Year. Say, what was happy about the year? So it's more like, it's Friday, so what? Every day I'm thinking. So what's the point? So for them, don't waste time. Fun is nothing for them. When they're under stress, the first thing you say about them is withdrawal. They will withdraw. They go back to their shell to go think. They will withdraw. Status quo, again, they become resistant to change. They want to maintain the place where they are. Let's just be here. Analysis paralysis. Every single thing they have to analyze it. You can't just come to them and say, make a decision right now. For them, no. They have to analyze, okay, what if it goes wrong? What happened here? What happened here? They have to control every factor. Again, they won't make decisions. They keep analyzing every single thing. And also, they can become critical and picky. They can criticize you. They can become picky on whatever they do and everything because they're under pressure. And also, they can become cold, indecisive, and suspicious. That's what to watch out for, because when you have someone, when you're under pressure, mostly, suspicion is one of those they are wondering, okay, why are you rushing into a decision? Do you want to defraud me? You want to steal from me? Because they become suspicious of every move that you make, because now they're under pressure. So, something to watch out for. What are they good at? Maintaining order and compliance. You're looking for a compliance officer, make sure they are good. If you put somebody that's in yellow compliance, before they will shut you down very soon. But these people, because they know how to look at things, they take their time because they are not always under pressure. They look at every single thing to make sure everything is in the place. What are they prone to? Missed opportunities. Because of what? Analysis paralysis. Because everybody's okay, we need to buy this thing tomorrow. They want one way to think about it. And then they keep missing opportunities. Because that's who they are. Every time they want to take their time to think about everything that happened in their world, everything going around them and everything, they want to keep thinking every time. So that's something to watch out for when it comes to these people. So before we do the moment of reflection, any question in the chat, any question from any of you from here, questions? Festus, can you post on that microphone? Oh, it's on. It's on. Yeah. Right.
My question is, we have what we call behavioral modification.
Yeah.
I think when we are talking of personality, and we are looking at traits that forms personalities, can there be some behavioral modification that can make a blend between all those personality traits?
Yeah, you can modify behaviors, and that's why I said that the reason why you have all of these things, you get to know these things, is to know yourself. Once you know yourself, now here's the funny thing: the chances that you change who you have, your personality, is very slim. But what you get to know is you learn coping skills with all of those things to make sure that those red buttons that we talk about and everything, you watch out for them, you know how to keep working through them. Because you can't change who you are. Because many times, a lot of things form who you are and everything. You can't, but you can learn to cope with different behaviors. You know okay, these are the things that will get me into trouble, that will trigger me. I won't go into them. But you learn, that's why you have skills that you have to gain. You learn, okay, if something like this is happening, I know what to do. It's good to know them. You can modify your behavior here and there, but you can't change who you are completely. Other questions? You have any question from online?
My question is this. Is it possible for someone to have intermingle from one aspect or the other?
Yes. Right.
Yeah. Like little red, little blue, or one or two from each one.
You could say you have them in percentages.
Yeah.
Now, the one that the highest has to carry doesn't. There are some people that have some at a very, very, very high rate. Yeah, when you see them, you see all of this on them. But some people, they have these different percentages. So the percentage that whichever one is predominant, that's primary, but you can have different types of them. But as you see yourself, you start seeing the ones that are predominant in your life, but other ones are there too.
Another follow question is this. Can one have equal percentage from the two?
It's possible, but very rare. So that's
as the results that came back to me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's very much possible. Now people like me are rare in the world. So, yeah, but it's not impossible. It's possible to have that whereby you have them in equal percentages. But again, now here's the interesting thing. As you go to different environments, you start seeing one can actually go up than the other. Because you start seeing the way they come to you. But it's not impossible. It's very much possible that you see that.
So is this thing hereditary or everyone does have his own personalities or what?
I'm not into deep of science of this. I can try to explain a little bit. Sometimes there are things that form who we are. There is from our parents, hereditary is there, but environment also play a role. So, for example, if you look at some of us that come from African countries and everything, we were forced to be blue in many ways. and everything. But when you come here, if you are red starts to show up and everything because it's a fear whereby I don't care how old you are, I will tell you where I feel. That's where I used to be in Nigeria. Nigeria mostly, yes, no, because for me, I'm red and blue. When I was in Nigeria, I show my blue more than the red. When I come here, it flips. So a lot of factors play because here right now. This is America. I can tell you precisely because in Nigeria we value the respect, which in some way, if you ask me, is destroying Nigeria sincerely because people that are doing bad things because of respect, we don't want to confront them. That's not respect. That's enabling bad behaviors. Because people do bad things. Oh, they are older people. Don't talk to them. But they keep doing bad things that destroy everybody. So those are things to watch out for. Yes.
One question online says, is it possible to be a mix of red and yellow or percent of yellow and green?
Yes. The same thing question that Pastor Luke asked here is very much possible to be that. You can be a combination of any of those. Anybody can be a combination and you will see them the way they are, operate and everything. You see them with everyone. But again, on average, you tend to see whereby you see people that have one that is higher percentage than the other. That's where you see. That's primary. That's where you show most of the time. But yes, it's very much possible to have the combination.
Another question I have on personality is, what roles does the religion play in changing our personality?
That's a big question. Religion doesn't change our personality that much, to be honest. We suppress it. We don't change it. You know, what we talked about is the fact that because by the time you know that some behaviors are bad, you tend to ask yourself, okay, how do I suppress these things? How do I make sure I walk through them? That's why a lot of us have those things in our behaviors that are bad behaviors, and we have to learn. That's why I said that the reason why we are learning this thing is not for you to say, just accept me for who I am. That's not the point. The point is modify those behaviors. But religion can play a role because religion sometimes also, again, religion has become a tool sometimes in the hand of oppressors. They push you down, like I was saying, and everything. Religion and culture. You know, mostly, I was born in Nigeria and everything. That's why, some people are doing something wrong in Nigeria. There is this journalist. I think it's something Husseini or something like that and everything. Yeah. So this guy, he grills people, especially people that leaders that come to his program. He grills them on things. They said it's too rude, but they said our culture says it should not be rude. Religion should not be. But the reality is the fact that if you want to be respected, don't do bad things. That's the point. You want to respect you, don't do bad things. But you do bad things, but under the guise of respect, nobody should talk about it. That's where religion and culture can be used to subdue people and subdue personalities in them. Now, I'm not saying everybody should be rude, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, religion can play a role. It can help us to be better. It can also be used to also manipulate us to something to get right.
How can a predominant, yellow and green, kind of predominant almost 70%,
yeah,
and almost 70% of red and blue, how can they
get out? That's an interesting one. They can get along, actually. Because the case is there's something stopping them from getting along as long as they both understand themselves. And everybody know this is who this person is, this is what triggers me. This is who the person is, this is what triggers me. That's why, like I said, this is good for marriages, on job, relationships, and everything, because as long as they said, as long as the person you are living with don't offend you anymore. So once you know them, and everything, but the most important thing is all of us are considerate of each other. if you know that the person I'm living with always like more information, and it's not your thing, do your best to improve to do that. And you know the person that I'm dealing with also doesn't want stories, they want something. Do your best to adjust. You can't be everything, but at least know how to give grace to each other and know how to work through that. That's what I would say when it comes to people. Everybody can get along. The reason why we do that also is because we are different, and how do we help each other get along? Any other question? Yes.
Okay, hold on.
So, how do people, like in the yellow stage, like, just want things to get on? Like, if you are doing this thing, do it right, like, do it the right way. Like, for example, now, there was a day I was explaining something with my brother, I'm like, say it this way. But it's like, I'm getting on his nerves. That is not his personality, and I have a different personality. How do you get along with people like that? Like, they're just a calm type of person, but I want you to do it this way, say it like this. Time is going. So how do you get along with people like that?
Yeah. Before I say that, that's something else I want to say, because you see siblings, different personalities. You see, that's why also, because we still, I mean, our genetics play a role, but not different things. Different things come to pictures. But again, in marriages too, three personalities come together. You pick one from your parents, you pick one from here, and everything those things coming. But the case is, once you know, you have to study how do you receive information. That's the first thing. That's the reason why we are doing it, is because if you now know this is how this person receives information, it helps you to know how to deal with them, how to explain things to them, because you have to look at the world from their perspective, not from your perspective. A time comes where you put them first at the moment, and make sure you see, okay, if the way they want it is the fact that they want me to explain it this way, I know it's going to take heaven and heart from you to deliver that. But there are times whereby, because your goal is that, because your goal is not to make them feel bad. Your goal is that they get it. So sometimes come to their level, speak the language they understand, and then you can be able to get through to them. Otherwise, you are speaking to a brick wall. That's not what you want. Any other question? Okay.
So, if you have a personality that doesn't match your career or what you are going for, how do you solve that issue?
That's an interesting one, because this is my belief. In almost every career needs different personalities. Because many times we feel that people have to be somewhere, somehow, for them to live. Not always all the time. The main thing is, that's where we talk about strength. So, we talk about strength. I think maybe that question, please don't throw it away. I want us to discuss it after we're done with strength. Because there are times whereby you have a personality, but you have a different strength entirely. Now the question is, how do you now bring this happy-go-lucky personality to your strength whereby you bring something else to the picture? So let's talk about that after we do that. Yeah.
Yeah, my question is about the results. Yeah, when it comes to the result, it's like a fair aspect. Sometimes when you're doing stuff and you know that you probably don't know what the end will be, but at the back of your mind you'll be thinking, oh, maybe if I do it this way, it will work, or let me try it this way. How can you manage between both? Like, if I go ahead, will it work, or if I just do the other one? For instance, I think I can pick what's happening to me in all these four things. But at the end of the day, I'm like, it's like I'm stuck. I don't know what to do, how to proceed.
When it comes to that, there are different things to do. I mean, number one, you have your God that speaks to you. If you, as a child of God, so you can ask God, what do I do to move forward? That's an option. The other piece also is, sometimes you seek counsel. You seek more information about what you are trying to do, because if you are stuck, the most important thing is seek counsel. You can seek counsel from people that are around. That's why, again, all of us are here. We bring different things to the table. When we go to strength, you see where the strength comes in, because everybody has different strengths. It's very rare to see two people that have completely the same strength. It's very rare. So that's where again, because if your stock is seek counsel, seek information, but the only thing also to avoid is analysis paralysis. Because there are times whereby, I mean, every time you will not be right. Again, if you are cool blue, always remember that you will not be right every single time. And sometimes it's okay to have 80% than 0. So something to get.
Sorry, I'll make it quick. So my question is, when you have two personalities, where I can't remember which personality has the risk taker.
Risk taker.
They take a lot of risks.
The red.
Okay, yeah. And so if you're more the cautious, so I think when you have the cautious person and a risk taker together, making a big decision, for the family, because like a risk taker may say, let's sell everything we have and do this thing. And then the cautious person is like, no. Like you cannot sleep thinking about the risk, what if it doesn't work? Like how do you balance, because if you're already together making one decision, how do you get comfortable with the risk taking? I don't know, does that make sense?
Yeah, I think sometimes that's where also getting some skills come to the picture. Because that's why the reason why we are doing this is once you ask yourself, what are life skills that I need to move myself forward?
Yeah.
Because if you can't change who you are, but you can learn, okay, what are the things that I need to do to get better? Now, when it comes to two people that one is 0, one is 100, the two of them have to find a way to come to the middle. Because that's why we said that don't always be in a place whereby only one person keep doing everything. Because at the end of the day, you keep finding every single time. So the main thing is, if you have one is 0, one is 100, come to 50 and come to a happy medium and everything. But don't be stuck in a place where you cannot make decisions. But also, don't be in a hurry to make every single decision. Because on average, because there is one that will not do anything, there is one that will get most things wrong. How do you come to the middle? And that's what it's important. So I want us to take like 5 minutes break. So, but while you are doing that, I want you to read this. Say, think about someone that you don't get along with. What does that have to do with your personality and theirs and their own personality? Think about those things and say, maybe we'll just keep fighting each other because we have different personalities. Because many times you think the person is a bad. Again, don't forget what we said. And let me go back to that slide. Stop taking everything personal. People don't do things against you. They do things for themselves. Many times you feel people, okay, this person, I can't stand this person. No, now, there are behaviors that people exhibit. Don't get me wrong that apparently, because if they are manipulators, if they are people that always want to defraud you, I'm not saying you should always, because that was as much as you can protect yourself. But some people they're just very chatty. They can talk from today to tomorrow. You don't like that. Some people, they are very quiet and everything, and they just say, okay, like, here we go again. Some just want to get it done and everything. Those things, what about those people that kind of make it to feel like, I don't want to deal with it. So think about those things and ask again. Don't forget, stop taking everything personal. People don't do things against you, they do it for themselves. And again, so think about it and say, what about that person, their personality and yours that always put you at fault against each other?
Can you share those online?
Yes. So yes, so I think we have like 5 minutes. So 5 minutes we'll be back. So reflect on that and let's take a quick break.
We then have
I'm like the opposite of them.
It's full.
Welcome back, everybody. If you are online or you are in person, welcome back. Let's have our seats. Well, I hope that you learned one or two things from the personality. At least now you know more about yourself, people around you. You know people that will always look at your nerves and everything. So let's think about those things, and also we know more about what we are prone to. And like I said earlier, the reason why we learn this is to know how can you get better. How can you give more grace to people? How can you make yourself to fit in places whereby before you don't know how to fit in those places? It's going to take you a lot to do that, but at the same time also because we don't live in a life whereby we are just by ourselves. We have people around us. So again, let's keep learning all of these things and keep improving. So now let's go to the strengths. Now, like I said earlier, strengths are things that you do very well. Things that you enjoy doing even when you are tired. Have you ever seen your life? Sometimes you are tired and yet you are still playing things in your mind, how they go and everything. You are lying down on your bed. For some people, I don't know, for them, morning, night, they are always solving problems in their own mind. That's the way they do and everything. No matter how tired they have, they are solving problems where they are. Because it's natural to them. Problem solving is natural to them because it's straightforward for them. Now, the quote here is, now, like I said earlier, we live in a deficit-minded world that focus every single time on what is wrong with us. And please remember, it's not about what is wrong with you. It's about what is right with you. And don't forget that. As from today, if there is one thing that, if you don't take anything from here, one thing that I want to take from here is the fact that stop focusing every single time about what is wrong with you. Start thinking about what is right with you. What do you do well? What are you good at? Now, it doesn't mean that strength does not ignore the fact that you need to improve. But the most important thing is, when you look at what you can do, how can I get better? Now, let me give you an example of the way strength operates. And I read this in the book, it's called the Strength Finder book and everything. It says something, it said, if you have, let's say, talent and effort, we give them 5 points each. So talent is 5, effort is 5. Now you have someone that is talented in basketball. They have a talent of 5. When they put effort of 5, that is 5 times 5 will give you 25, right? Mm-hmm. Now, in football, they have a talent of 2. They put effort of 5. What do they get? 10. You see that? Now, if that person spend all their life on football, they aren't getting the best out of themselves. Even if they put only effort of 3 in basketball that they have talent for, 3 times out will still give them 15. So that's something to bear in mind, is the fact that if every time you keep focusing on what you are not good at, you cannot get much out of life. But if you focus on what you are good at, what is right with you, you can maximize that and you can get better at it. I will give you an example. Like I said, these things changed my life in the sense that when I took my Strength Finder, naturally, one day I'll give you this example because I have a family friend, but it's a brother to me. I mean, it's a big brother to me and everything. So that day, that's when I got to the US Navy and everything a few years ago. And we are talking. So I was telling him that there is this guy and everything that he loves carpentry, but he doesn't want to do it as a profession. And he's good at it and everything. I said, why won't he do that? And the person looked at me and said, the same thing applies to you as well. I said, why? He said, look at you. People come to you every time. You teach them statistics, you teach them math and everything and all this stuff. Maybe consider teaching or training. In my mind, I was like, and everything because I don't think I love it. But I need Strength Finder. One of my core strengths is a developer. That's why today I can stand in front of you and start training. Because now I found that it's one of my core strengths. I'm good at it. I don't have to really make effort to train people. To be honest, if all my life is about coming up with training and everything, yes, I will not be straight in my life at all. It's easy for me. But I never discovered that until I did Strength Finder. That's why the one that you need again is I find is strength and everything, but it helps you to know what are you good at. So something to bear in mind as we go. So like I said, it's not always about what is wrong with you. Think about what is right with you. Now we have 4 main domains. Under each of the domains, we have different things under it, and we'll go deeper into that. The first one is doing. Again, it's similar to that, but this one is about the strength that makes them to do things. This is where you see somebody that has a yellow personality. They might have a sense of responsibility every time to get things done. That's why the personality and strength, they are not always the same. They help each other out. So doing is about, okay, they have the strength whereby you want to get things done, they have the talent on let's get things done. They know how to do that. There's one that's about feeling. They know how to look at people's feelings. Now somebody can say a personality of red, but they know how to look into people's face and say, this person is struggling. They can reach out to you. This person is struggling. They know how to talk to you. Or they say they are not happy. They can perceive people's faces. They are the one whereby somebody needs help. They know how to get help for them. And also there is one that is thinking. For them, it's about solving problems. They are skilled at it. They are good at it. They know how to, because when it comes to solving problems, analyzing situations, finding solutions, they are good at those things. That's the strength that they have. And the last one is motivating. They know how to say, let's go. Let's get going. Things are not going on. Want to go and get something done, they get you going. They get everyone up. Because they know how to motivate. Those are strengths that are also motivating. And then let's take a deep dive into each of them and see what they're all about. Now, the doing strength domain. Now, people with this strength, they know how to get things done. When things need to be done, look for someone that has any of these strengths. They will get it done for you. Because it's natural for them to look at how do we get things done. How do we move on? And now they know how to organize things. They organize things, they put things in place. Okay, you go here, you go here, you go here. They know how to do those things. If you want to meet a goal, that's your person right there. Because they have the strength, okay, how do we meet a goal, or make things happen, or to deliver results. They have those strengths. These are the strengths that you see in them. Those strengths are the one whereby anything needs to be done right, they have the strength. Like I said, you can have any personality and still have these strengths in them. You may have a blue, but yet you can still have this personality because you can have a sense of responsibility in you that says that things need to be done, and because you have that strength, sometimes it triggers you to work with someone that you don't like. Because you feel that you have to get something done, you know how to get it done. Now, the first one in that is what they call believer. Believer, they have uncompromising values. It doesn't matter how much you push them here and there, they won't compromise their values. They hold on to that value, they believe in it, they live for it. Because their value is so crucial to them, and those are people whereby if you want anything done in a specific way, make sure you look for them. Because they will do it the way they want it to be done. For them, they feel that if they give you their word and say, this is what I will do, they would rather die than compromise their words. Because they are believers. They believe in those value and everything. Now you have people that they call a deliverer. Another one, some people call it responsibility. They have a huge sense of responsibility. If you want something to be done, you put something in their care and everything and all this stuff, believe me, it doesn't matter what it is, against all odds, they will deliver for you. Because for them, they feel that they have this very huge sense of responsibility. They feel that if we say we want to do something and it's not done, they will beat themselves up over it. Or they will go through any length to do what they're supposed to do. Now, for me, I have this strength, and interestingly, this strength triggers a lot of things about me. I have two strengths that are for thinkers. I have two that are for relationships. But when I'm responsible for something, it triggers those strengths in me. Because then, if I need to work with you to get something from you, I can relate with you. Because I have to deliver results. If I have to think together to deliver that to people. So, if the person for you is to deliver results, you have a huge sense of responsibility because they can't take that away from you. For you, you have that strength. It's easy for you. When it comes to finding results, it's easy for you. It's not difficult. And everything. Now, a problem solver. There's a problem solver and a thinker, because there are two different ones. A problem solver focuses on the fact that they uncover problems. If there are problems here, problems and everything, they find those problems and make sure that they solve it because, again, for them, because they have to get things done, And this problem will keep getting in their ways. They find a way to solve problems because it's natural for them to solve problems. Have you ever met those people in your life whereby for them, when they see problems, they look at it and they solve it. They know how to uncover those problems, they know how to get into those things. It's natural for them. You have a timekeeper. Timelines. Every time you have a deadline, they are the one that get on your nerves because they will say, we're running late. These are not working. Can you just make this keep quiet? Because they are like an alarm clock in your mind. If you have a mindset of an alarm clock, you're a timekeeper. It's a strength. Stop looking at it as a weakness. It's a strength. If these people that have this kind of strength, they can be good as project managers. They are the one that will make sure this is not done, this is not done. They'll make sure they keep everyone on task. They are the one that tell our yellow, sunshine yellow, hey, get back to work. They are the one that keep you on task. Because they know that we have a deadline and it has to be met. And then you have focused experts. These ones, come rain, come sunshine, you can't move them from their focus. And it's natural for them because everybody can be distracted. They can be distracted. It doesn't mean that, and that's when you have all of this and everything, the question you keep asking yourself is, how do I maximize it? And now, because if you have this strength and everything, what it now tells you is, you can even be in any profession. How can you bring it to life? Every profession needs someone that keeps everyone on task. Everybody needs someone that makes sure everybody's, it's a delivered result. If these are your strengths, how do you bring them to life? These are strengths that make sure you get things done. You don't lose focus of anything. This one makes sure that they are single-minded and they are not the one that will just change course easily. They are not all over the place. They are focused, and what they do is they keep everyone focused. Like I said, people that have this in this domain on average, they are fantastic project managers. Because they make sure that you see their email, bang, we almost missing, they keep everyone on task. They make sure no one is missing anything. They make sure everything that we have to do, we do it on time, we get it done, and we do it right. If you have this strength and everything, you can bring that to the table anywhere you are. It doesn't matter what you do. Everybody needs that. So when you have this strength, stop looking at your strength as liabilities. And if you don't have them, doesn't mean you're a bad person. You're just good at something else. And when you have people that have this kind of strength, if you don't have this is something that we'll talk down the line about. If you don't have any strength, bring someone to your team or engage them in your life to help you do that. Because you can't do everything for yourself. You can't be everything for everybody. You kill yourself. So if you don't have the strength, bring someone in that can help you. Now, the next one is the feeling strength. Like I said earlier, these are people that they can connect with people emotionally. They can connect with people. If something is wrong, they know how to read your faces. They know how to say, okay, something is wrong here. They can really know if things are not in place. They can know when people are happy. They know how to read feelings. They know how to connect with people. It's easy for them to really understand how people think. Also, for them, they can build strong relationships. It's natural for them. Those are people that normally, naturally, have many friends. And they have strong relationships. It's easier for them to really connect with people. They can build with people and everything. And also, they can hold people together. There's people naturally whereby, if everything is falling apart, their personalities, so they have the strength whereby they can make sure everyone is, they have the choice words. That's why you can have a personality that probably, even though you can be influencing, but you might not be able to bring people together. This one, they know how to bring people together. Because they know the right word to use. They know when to tell people, okay, let's talk about this. Let's do this because it's natural for them. The first one is a chameleon. They can adapt to any situation. Throw them in water, they will adapt. Throw them in whatever, everywhere they have, because for them, it's easy for them to adapt to any situation. Because it's wherever they are, they say when you are in Rome, behave like Romans. When you are in Japan, behave like Japanese. When you are in Minnesota, be Minnesota nice. they can be anything. Because anywhere they find themselves, they can adapt. They adapt to anything that's going around them, it's easy for them. And also, coach. Now, coach are the one that call a developer the other time. Now, for them, here's the interesting thing, is as a coach, when you see people, the first thing you see them in them are potentials. You don't just see a person, you see potential. So, that person can be that. That person can become that. This person can be this. That's the first thing you keep saying every single time in people. Because for you, everything you see in people is about how can I make them better? How can I make them improve? How can I bring their talents to life? So that's what a coach does. And then you see an empathizer. Again, they notice how people feel. They pay attention. Oh, that person is sad. And then they look, what is going on? And then they come to you. They know how to really get into you and make you feel like, this is not the end of the world. You're not alone, because they are good at it. They know how to empathize with people. They can put themselves in your position. It's easy for them. You have an optimist. The whole world is collapsing. They said no, the whole world is coming back together. Mm-hmm. For them, it's not about glass half full. Sorry, glass half empty. It's half full. Somebody will say, this glass is half empty. They will say, no, it's half full. Because it depends on the way you see it. So they are very optimistic. Those people, if you are sad, they are people that you go to. It's easy for them to really get you out of a dark place to a good place in life. They can help you to see something that you think is bad and see it in a positive light. And then you have a peacekeeper. They are the ones that they build bridges and they find alignment. Sometimes we look at peacekeepers as the ones that are always very quiet and everything, not always all the time. There are some peacekeepers whereby you have two people that are not talking to each other. You know what they will do? They will see a conflict between them so that they can bring whatever is eating to them to life. So that's why I say, because again, different personalities impact how your strength comes to life. Because if you're a red personality that has the peacekeeper strength, people that say are fighting each other, you say you get together, knock it off. Let's get out. Let's take care of it right now. But if you're a blue personality, you have a way of talking to them gently and everything. So, as a peacekeeper, sometimes it doesn't mean that every peacekeeper is gentle and quiet. Some will share that conflict in you so that you can talk about it, than you actually giving each other silence treatment. So again, different personalities. That's why I said personality and strength, they keep working with, they work each other out every single time. So making sure that you embrace the two of them. So that is the feeling strength domain. The motivating strength domain, these are individuals with strength that know how to empower people. They know how to make you feel like, you know what, that mountain will bring it down. They know how to rally people and say, let's go. They are the one that are always in front and say, you do this, you go. They know how to tell you, what you are thinking is not possible, is possible. Remember, this is not optimism. Optimism only see positives. But this one will tell you anything is possible. One will make you feel good, one will tell you anything is possible. So this is where this one comes in, whereby, they know how to empower people. If you want something done, they know how to get people to say, let's go get something done. Because they know how to motivate people, how to push people to action, that's their thing. And also, they can take charge. When things are not working very well and everything, they take charge. They're in the middle of it. They're getting everyone. This one, let's go. They take charge of things. And also, they speak up. When things need to be done, you see them, they speak up immediately. They are the ones that say, well, why are we keeping quiet here? Let's talk about it. So that's one thing, for these people, that's one thing that they do that. The first thing about them is they are catalysts. So catalysts are they create momentum and they get things started. You know, if you're a kind of person that you have many ideas and you don't know where to get started, look for it. Somebody that has strength of catalyst. For them, it doesn't matter what it is, they will help you get started. Okay, they know how to get things going for you. That's why if you have whereby you have analysis paralysis, look for someone that's a catalyst. They will trigger, they will get you going because they will get things going for you. A commander, they love to be in charge. That's why you see most of the people that are CEOs and everything and all the stuff, because they are commander, they speak up every time something is going on, they know how to manage their troops. They're commanders, they get things going and all the stuff. A self-believer, they are self-sufficient and they also boost the confidence of others. For them, they believe in themselves. They are the ones whereby if you tell them you cannot do something, they will tell you, watch me do it. Also, they will tell you and say, look, let no one tell you cannot do anything. They will push you, they will encourage you and say, believe in yourself, get going and get going. So, self-believer, they boost your confidence also. But for them also, they believe so much in themselves. For them, they don't believe anything is impossible. They know how to do it. And then you have winners. You know, sometimes we have this connotation that being competitive is negative. It's not. Unless you use it in a negative way. Which would, but before we are done here, I will talk about some things when it comes to strength as well. You can be competitive in the right way. I mean, for example, like I was saying earlier, if you watch soccer or you watch any sport and everything, you don't want a manager that is not competitive. You want a manager that wants to win. Yeah. The reason why we play sport is to win. In life as well, you also want to win. So some people actually, I mean, for them basically is they are competitive and they take on challenges. Because when they win, it makes them feel good. So they are winners, they want to make sure that they are competitive and everything. They are always in there. When things are happening, when you need to get to a place, look somebody for these people. If you are struggling with something, or maybe you feel defeated in life, talk to them. They will get you back where you're supposed to be. Now you have storytellers. They are public speakers and they are master communicators. They know how to speak. They know what to say. They know how to craft stories. Like I said earlier, there are people that can actually get you to say, let's go do something. They know the right stuff to tell you, to push you to action. They know what to say. They know what to do at the right time to push people and say, we have to do this, we need to get it done, and they will get it doing. So those ones, they are the storytellers. And that's why you see the motivating domain, because they know what to say, they know how to get you going, they know where how things are going, and also they are winners. Now the last domain, they are the thinking strength domain. These ones, they are individuals, the individuals with this strength know how to simplify information. If you have 1 million information, $1 million and everything, just drop it on them. They know how to sort them out and simplify it for you and make it easier for you to understand. Instead of actually, if you are struggling with something, just sit down with them. Table everything with them, because they have that strength, they will help you make many of those things. Because it's good for them. Now, they see things clearly and make sense of murky situations. When things are all over the place, they can see through that. They can see through things that are not in place. They can see through things that are struggling. They know how to look into things in different ways. They know how to do all of those things. And also, they know how to find solutions. In the midst of many problems, because they are thinkers, they can find solutions and also they can create many ideas. I know some people whereby they can have 1 million ideas in one day. Now, like I said, so the first one here, they are analysts. Analysts define clarity and simplifies large information. They know how to sort through those things. Once you give them many information and say this and everything, they can analyze things for you and say, have you thought about it this way? They will let you know, they are the ones that they can tell you, this thing is happening, have you connected this one with this one? They help you connect different things to make many of that. Then listen. A brainstormer A brainstormer, they love to develop new ideas. For them, idea is their thing. Any idea, some people, like I said, they can come up with 1 million ideas in one day. So, because they know, if you come to them and say, I want to start a business, you sit down with them, they will give you all the ideas you need right away. It's natural. They know how to do those things. You have to feel that they are the ones that enjoy learning. And maybe they love to read books, they love to learn, they love to travel, they learn new things, because for them, learning is life. They explore new interests, many interests, and they don't have just one, they have many interests. They can read about books, they can read books about leadership, they can read about nursing, they can explore many things. Because they have the capacity to read and retain a lot of information. And then you have the strategists. That's the one that sees big pictures. They see issues before they happen. You know, like I said earlier, there are people who have, sometimes we think, there are prophets, there are strategists. Prophets are the ones that receive things from God and everything and all that stuff. Strategists, when they sit down, they can look at what is happening right now. They can predict for you what will happen in the future. And then you come to them and say, how did you know that? They will tell you, how's that difficult? For everybody it's difficult, for them it's easy because they know how to be able to connect situations and say, okay, this is happening here, this one is happening here. They can connect them together and make many of them and be able to tell you, I think something will happen in the future. And they can find issues before others see it. The one I can tell you, watch out for that thing, it's going to come against you. So people like that, if you know them, always be sure you talk to them when you have issues because they can tell you things that can happen to you, and an average person will happen. It's not because, and don't mistake them for prophets, because they are not, because it's just because they know how to risk. It's a gift. It's natural to them how to risk situations. And the last one is the thinker. They enjoy mental activities. Thinking is they just enjoy it. Some people they wallow in thinking. They will think and think and think and think every single time that's what they think. It doesn't matter. Everybody can be here watching video. Everybody's making noise. In the midst of that, they are thinking. And people like that, one thing that they are good at is the fact that they enjoy intellectual discourse. Just from them, you gain new things from them. Because thinkers have so much information. They think about many things, they think about this and this, so they are able to accumulate so much information, and also they can process it faster than an average person. Now, a filmer, a brainstormer, and a thinker, they are different. So you are sorry, because a filmer just explores learning for the sake of learning. A brainstormer, new ideas and everything. But this one, they think about many things. And because they can think so much about everything, they have so much information with them. They can share with you about what they're thinking on everything. So these people, they are thinking, that is thinking strengthening. So these are all the 4 domains that we have when it comes to strength. And as you see them, sometimes you can start seeing yourself in things that you are good at. Some people like it because as you begin to think through them, you go through them, you say, I'm good at that. And what I want to encourage everyone is, whatever you are good at, something that you should do basically is don't throw it away, do it. Because if you are good at it, what's the point of having? Because some people actually make so much money, they make things in life because they've learned to maximize their strength. It doesn't matter how much you try to fix a way, like I said, for the example that I gave earlier, someone that only has a talent of 2 in football, it doesn't matter how much you put effort, you're not getting more than that. Next. So why waste time on things that you're not good at, not focus on things that you are good at? So when you look at all of this, it helps you, it builds you. There's a reflection here, but before I jump into that, I want to quickly go to some key takeaways here before we go, because I want to really start bringing the strengths and the personalities together here. Now, this one, you say, who you are is not an excuse for treating people badly or be allowed to be taken advantage of. Please bear that in mind. You can say, well, I just snap at everybody. Not help. Stop snapping at people. The fact that it's your personality doesn't mean that you have an excuse to keep doing that. The reason why, like I said, we learn these things is learn how to, because when you keep snapping at every single person, over time, nobody wants to deal with you. So stop giving excuse for the fact that, well, that's just me. No, that's not just you, you can be better. Now, that's not just because that's the negative side of you that we are saying work on them. So things that you know actually pitch you against people and everything, learn those. And also, it doesn't mean people should be taking advantage of you. Remember the earth's grain. If you're not careful, every single time they take you for granted. Because you are afraid of confrontation and somebody keep manipulating you and keep taking advantage of you. Don't just always say that is me. There are times you say, you know what, I'm not going to take that. Stand up for yourself. So again, remember, don't allow bullies. Don't be a bully. The reason why you learn is because you know that because I'm always very quiet, my weaknesses will come and take advantage of me. Understand those things. And when you see those people that are trying to manipulate you, remember not to allow them. Not to do that to you. And then also, you say, you know yourself to do better and not to make excuses. Like I said earlier, all this, that's just who I am. Everybody knows me. I abuse people in our neighborhood. No, nobody understands because nobody wants to be ridiculed. The reason why you learn them is because you know that don't give excuses for who you are. You don't learn to give excuses. You learn to get better. So improve on that, and then improvement takes some time. But now that you know. The other piece is you know others to give them grace and not to exploit them. And let me explain that better. Because when you know that, okay, for example, you have your spouse or you have your friend, you have people around you and everything, what you now do is, okay, for me, I want it done now, but this person wants to take their time to think. Now that you know, the main thing is take your time to make sure that you give them grace to give them time to think and everything. And also, the other person also that is probably also always likely to be very fast, there are times whereby you need them to make quick decisions of things like so. Main thing is learn to give each other grace. Now, don't use that to exploit anybody. Oh, now that I know my wife, I say, oh, okay, I get it. Or my husband, okay, because now that I know, okay, they will just say okay every time. Then I keep doing bad things. Don't exploit anyone because you know their personality. Please watch out for those things. Because the reason why we learn these things is not to exploit anyone, is to make ourselves better, or to make the world a better place. And also, your personality affects your emotions, but your emotions are under your control. You know, many times, many of us are driven by emotions. Anger, sadness, happiness. When they are too happy, what do? They overdo things and they regret it. So people, when they are sad, they can say, oh, because your emotions are under your control. Emotions don't have control over you, you control them. That's why we've been encouraged to say, be angry, but do not sin. It doesn't, because anger is an emotion. And when you're angry many times, it's telling you something is not right with you. The reason why it's not, now that you understand that, how do you control that so that it doesn't keep controlling you? Because if your emotions control you, you will lose almost all the battles of life. Almost all of them. Well, I'm just always emotional. No, you're not just, no, you subject yourself to emotions. Your emotions are always under your control. But it depends on, because your personality, like we said, if you look at everything, the way you think, the way you react, and your behaviors, they are all connected to your emotions. But they are always under your control. Don't forget that. Now, the next one. Now, again, I challenge all of you today, start doing things from your areas of strength. It doesn't matter the job that you do. Find the areas of strength that is applicable to that job. Find something that you do that can help you to stand out. Use your strength to stand out in what you do. You know, the other time we were talking about profession and strength, you think, okay, am I in the wrong profession? You can still be in it. For example, you know, if you look at the people that have the cool blue, mostly, you see them in IT. IT people on average, oh God, bunch of geeks, right? But you can bring life to that place. You can be the one that say, you know, guys, you know, you can be one that say, why are we, you can do something that make them, you know, for example, that's why you see most engineers, they rarely become CEOs. You know why? They don't have the personality to be that. But if you are the one that is happy-go-lucky in a specific place, they can easily make you a supervisor because you can relate with people. You understand that? So because don't think you are, because every profession needs you. It doesn't matter who you are. It needs you. The only thing is, how do you maximize your own strength in the midst of that? How do you see what is good about you in that place to make yourself better? And sometimes for some people, you might change your profession. It's okay too, if you want to. But it doesn't mean you have to change your profession every time. The only thing is, what can you bring to that place that you don't have before? How can you shape that place in your own image? Then, you know, people are saying, you know, IT people are always very boring. What if you are the one that is not boring among them? You are the one that makes them happy every time. You're the one that say, you know, that guy, every time he comes here, we have a good time. You know, the funny thing, people that you think are boring people, when they see something that makes them happy, they're happy. So in your environment, what are you bringing to the place? What would they say and say, because you are the one doing this now, we want to elevate you and promote you for that reason? Because you bring something to that place that nobody else has. So again, start thinking within yourself, how do I now keep operating? Stop looking at things you cannot do very well. You know, some people in IT, like I said, because IT are gigs and everything, they cannot concentrate too much. But what can you bring to that place that people will say, you know what, without this person is our live wire. When they are not here, the party is gone. People need you. And then also, learn to be vulnerable to maximize your strengths. And this is the reason why I say that, because many of us will become too independent. You want to do everything for yourself. You think you are good enough for yourself. Believe me, I'm a recovering independent. You think that you can do everything for yourself. But the reality is, you have the limit of your strength. Partner with somebody else that has the strength that you don't have. But that takes what? Vulnerability. To admit, don't be too arrogant to admit that you are not good at something. When you become too arrogant, you lose the value that you bring to life. You lose what every other person can do for you. You know what? I mean, maybe encourage people just one. I think that's what sometimes somebody that's younger than you or somebody that is in lower position than you, they are good at that thing. See, the case is when you think you know too much, you lose too much. Engage with other people and say, you know, you are good at that, take care of it. I will do, because when you operate in your areas of strength, you do very well. Back to what I was talking about in IT, for example, you know, some people are good at development. If you are good at talking to people, when they are done with their development, you can help them present. Right? Because you can persuade people of the value of what they are bringing to life. So within the areas where you're operating as well, as long as, okay, that person is a better developer than I do, or I know how to market it. If you two of you create forces, you believe me, when you two are operating on your areas of strength, nobody can break you. But every time you think, you know what, I'm too arrogant, I'm just me, and everything, and I only do what I want to do, it limits what you can achieve. But when you work with others, you do more. Again, something that I want to break here. Your strengths or your personalities, they can be used for evil or good. I'll give you an example. Adolf Hitler is an orator. This man is a communicator. He can talk. He can make everyone to just say, you know what, we're just going to go with you. That's why he was able to convince them to destroy how many people. How many of us have we seen today whereby what somebody said, because they are strong, they can say whatever, they can say anything. Before you know it, you start saying, because strong communicators on average, they are the best, but they are also the worst. Somebody wrote something one day on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and everything, and the person said, the person has been campaigning about how Nigerians should help Nigeria out and everything. The person wrote something, the person was campaigning, patronize Nigerian things. And the person wrote about, DSTV in Nigeria, where you watch most of the soccer games and everything, is owned by South African company, Water Choice. The person wrote that Nigeria was playing against South Africa, the semi-finals and everything. I hope Nigeria wins tomorrow. But in the semi-final, when they were playing that game, so when one of the penalties that Nigeria keeper saved, you notice that DS basically somehow just cut off the place where the penalty was saved. Now, this person is a strong communicator, but he's sowing seed to people that South Africans are bad. They don't like you. Do you understand that? Because it's a strong communicator. Some people are saying, yes, that's true, but they know that things will cut off when that happens. They don't. But the person is making you to feel that you hate that person. That's why your strength can be used for good and evil. That's why you see Martin Luther King. The man is an orator. But that's why he said one day, I had a dream. Now, he might be dead, but this man is dead, but his work is still speaking till now. But in the same way, we are one trying to unite people. Hitler says the same orator, the same gift to destroy people. So your gifts and your talent, watch out for them. Because it can be used for both the good and the evil. Now, stop focusing on your weaknesses. I'm not saying don't pay attention to them, but stop focusing every single time on them. Anybody comes to you, I'm just not good at that. What about what you are good at? If you keep focusing on that, you will live a miserable life. If you're not good at it, partner with someone else that is good at it. That is good, right? So if that's not what you're good at, find someone that is good at it and then take care of that. You do your thing. But every time it's all about what I'm not saying you cannot improve. But every time your focus is always on what is not good about you, you will always live a defeated life. Watch out for that. And also, the fact that you have weaknesses now is not an excuse to stop learning or improving. Oh, that's not my strength. I just said that. Because some weaknesses are fatal. Because if you don't improve on some things, you can lose a lot of things. For example, if you are a leader and you don't know how to communicate to people, your days are numbered. It's as simple as that. That way, that's where you need to learn skills. Learn new skills to improve, because if every time people come to you, you cannot sit down and have a conversation with them or encourage them to do something. Before you know it, they will say, well, I think you've been here for too long, move something else. That's why the fact that it doesn't mean that you should not be able to aspire to be in a place. That's why you can gain new skills. It might not be your strength ever, but you gain new skills. You learn how to do something, you improve on those things, because when you don't gain new skills, you remain who you are. Like I said, the fact that you have weaknesses doesn't mean you cannot learn new things. Grow yourself. Be better. It might not be your number one area of strength, but at least you know enough to fulfill what you're supposed to fulfill. Now, the last one. Stop trying to be everything to everyone. You cannot be. This is where you burn yourself out and you waste your life. When you are trying to be everything to everyone, don't do that. Because you have a limit of what you can be and who you can be. But every time you say, well, they're looking for something here, you are the one here, and everything. Before you waste your time, you waste everything yourself. Focus on what you can do best. Do it very well. You need help, consult people. If there are skills that you need to fulfill something, learn new skills. But stop trying to be everything to everyone because you cannot be. So that's something that I will leave you with today. But let's take questions, and then so that before we wrap up, I want to go back to that question about career and you have to change your career, right?
Yes.
Like I said, I think I just said a little bit because in your career as well, it doesn't mean you have to change your career every time. Sometimes, if you find something that you think is better suited for you and everything, you can. But sometimes there's always a place for you also in the place where you have to. Because I always say that there's something I try to do wherever I go. I shape whatever is in that place to my own image. That's what I want it to be. Because many times, what we think in life is the fact that we think we don't control things. You have the power within you to actually to control many things that you feel. So there are times whereby wherever you find yourself, how do you maximize? Because what you think is not useful in that place can actually be useful more than you think. So how do you maximize that to bring it whereby people don't see, they see the value that you bring in that place. But if you find something that suits you better, that gives you more value, why not? But at the same time, don't throw something away until you apply your strength in the place. Because there are times, sometimes people, like this guy, Steve Jobs, people don't know what they want until you show them. So people don't know the value that you can bring in a place until you show those things. So watch out for that. So I'll leave you for more questions.
So my question is, so we talked about personality, we talked about strengths, and I think you also made the mention of talents too. How do you, because I think in my mind, ideally, it's nice to be able to use your talents, like all of those three things to you, like you're in the right talent, in the right skill. So as, let's say, if you're in college, trying to determine your career, trying to figure out which way do I go, how do you determine your talent? Because you can have a strength as a speaker, but where should you be speaking? Should you be teaching? Should you be doing public speaking? Like, how do you pinpoint the direction? Like, which way? Like, which one?
I'm not a career counselor. but at the same time, a couple of things is, again, your strengths, like you said, and your personalities, they encourage each other. And also, there are times also whereby you have to push yourself, because there are times whereby sometimes the purpose of this is not for you to write yourself up in any way. So something to pay attention to is the fact, because, for example, if you ask me sincerely, I don't want to be the person that speaks in front of people. People that know me from my college days, if they are watching right now, that's why I love engineering. I can just sit behind computers, I don't see anybody, I can design things, let somebody else do it. But over time, now, it happened because I cannot find a job in engineering, I went to banking, in management, in leadership and everything. Then I found that actually I have hidden strength I never knew. So one thing about strength also is the strength evolves too. Because sometimes until you have some careers, you don't know that you have some strengths. So don't pigeonhole yourself in where your strength, because sometimes your strength is compared to the environment where you are. So don't pigeonhole yourself, but if you see something that you think it aligns with you and everything, like I said, when you are in a place, look for opportunities, don't write off yourself. Because wherever you find yourself, there are always opportunities there to shape the environment to be who you are and what you want it to be. That's what we talk about, taking power for yourself. You know, somebody said something about empowerment. Because somebody is empowering you to be who they want you to be, right? But you can take power for yourself and shape a place to be what it has never been. So something to think about.
I just want to make a request. I don't know, maybe you will grant it. I've been trying to write it right from the beginning, but right from feeling stressed doing, I've missed it. So, because
we'll send you.
So PDF
it's in your email. Look at your email. We'll send it to you.
okay. Thank you.
And if you don't have it, let me know. I will send it to you.
Oh, okay.
In the email.
Yes.
Yeah, check your email.
Yeah, my question is still in the personality. There is one aspect that is hidden
Self.
self.
Yes.
How do we discover the hidden one?
Yeah, that's why, like I said, we do some of these things. Because by the time you do some of this, you find out that there are some things about you that you don't even know, and nobody actually knows about you. Sometimes there are some hidden ones you might not even know in your lifetime, sincerely. So, but the only thing is you do your best, because that's why you do all these personality tests, all the assessments. You go to seminars, because there are times whereby somebody will say something one day that sparks and say, "That's me." I never knew I can do those things. So, but hidden self is one of those whereby, you keep trying, because every day we try to know more as we go. But one thing that, like I said with this, is when I did this personality, it triggers some things in me. I get to know more about myself. The reason why we do them is because it helps you to uncover things about your life, but it does not end there. It continues as you go.
Another thing, I don't know where I can categorize this. Yeah. I can advise people to do this, give them steps to be taken, and when they take the step, they succeed. But when I try myself to do the same thing, I fail. What happens?
Sometimes there are many things that have to do with it. The interesting thing about it, number one is your strength is to be a good counselor. How do you monetize that? Something to think about. Sometimes we give advice for free. Why can people pay you for it? Because there are times whereby you can address people in the right way, and they do very well. There's something I've learned this as well, is the fact that my advice are no longer free, sincerely. I used to give for free before. I tell myself, not anymore. And the reason is because when things are free, people take it for granted.
Yes.
So there are times where people want to talk to you and everything, let them pay you too, because it's your skill, it's your thing. So that's number one. The other piece also is sometimes you need somebody with a different strength entirely to help you out. Because one thing is you can have all the ideas and everything. That's why I said sometimes you need a catalyst. So that's why you pair yourself with someone and say, you know what, like I said, 50-50 is better than 0. Right? You can say, okay, if we do this, we make it, I'll give 50% of it, I get 50. At least you get 50. But what if you didn't do anything, you have 0? So sometimes pairing with someone that said that's good at something, that's okay, this person is a catalyst, they know how to do it and everything, I'll work with them to get it done. You can do that. But the other side of it also is, if you are good at advising people, start a counseling business. Then people pay you for your advice.
So my last question is, what advice can you give to someone who is, maybe they're worried in their career, but they find either they don't enjoy it or they find that they picked a career that's not their strength? What advice can you give?
You know, one thing is, like I said the first thing again, I'll go back to what I said is, you can shape whatever you have up to your own strength, that's one. The other piece also is, no career is set on stone. You can just say, because I'm here right now, I have to be here for life, or something like that. That's what, even like many of us, I went to college and everything, my own bachelor's or whatever, HND, whatever, that's not what I'm using right now. So you can switch anytime in your career. Because, for example, I've met many people that were doing marketing before, now they are coaches. They are coaching people in life and everything. I mean, if you look at I've seen people that are probably in soccer and everything, soccer managers, they start with a different career entirely. Some are teachers, some are business people. Now they are referees and everything. So you can switch your career whenever you want, in whatever fits you. But you don't have to put yourself in a hole whereby, if I'm not successful, I have to keep being here. You don't have to do that. You can switch your career anytime.
to what fits you, what fits your life. But before you switch as well, ask yourself, in that same place, can I make something out of it? Can I shape where I am to be in my own image? That everybody see that, because when you start bringing out straight, I don't see it before. Like I said, places whereby people are always very boring. When you start making them, for example, you can say, okay, maybe I'm good at presentation. I can put this together. Okay, these people know how to develop and everything. I will tell them, all of you develop, I will help you market it. That's why you see IT companies today employ marketers, don't they? Mm-hmm. The reason is because most IT, they are geeks. They don't know how to market. But the people that can market for them. So in that environment, ask yourself, how can I shape this in my own image? If you cannot, there are many other careers out there that you can pick for yourself. You don't have to be stuck in a place. Yes.
I just want to say this. It may not be a question, it may be a word of advice. For many of us, the problem we are facing is that we are not marrying our personality with our strength. For us to maximize our personality and our strength, we have to marry the two together. Marrying the two together will help us to progress in our career. There is no career that doesn't require a little of this, a little of that. And to get the best in the work environment, every personality is required. But the moment you focus much on your own weakness and you don't see your own strength, there will be somebody in your work environment that needs your strength. And there will be somebody within your work environment that you can rely on to boost your own weakness. So many times you may not even need to change your career. But what you need to do is to be able to look out for somebody who will be able to match with you, so that what you think is your weakness will become your benefit. And what you think is your strength will become the whole benefit of the whole team. That's what I think matters most when we are talking of personality and strength.
Thank you very much. And that's what you see, that you see those two, they keep bullying each other. You have less than 5 minutes, so do you have anything from online?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
So I have a question about what you just said, like you mentioned personalities. So for me now, I work as a support, like in a crisis environment, and I don't like to talk too much. Like these people talk so much, and I'm like, this person just talks too much. How do I compromise myself to lean into that person, because I just get tired of you talk so much, but that is the career I've chosen. Yeah. So how do you merge and accompany people's strengths into your own places?
Yeah, no, that's why I said that the first thing is, the reason why you learn this is not that you know the things that trigger you. The question is, what skill do you need to learn to cope with people? Mm-hmm. The other piece also is the fact that they talk a lot and everything, but have you considered the fact that after they say so many things, you can pick many things out of them and help them? Mm-hmm. So, and what you can do actually is, when you say that's the place that you want to be, the first thing is, if you don't want to keep talking to people, within the same environment, there are people that work behind the scene that solve their problems. Can you be that? Whereby you collect all this information, you bring them to you and say, okay, we can do all this together and this is a solution. We pay you for it, you're good. So again, it's more about looking at those things and say, take a deeper look at it. Okay, I might not enjoy this and everything. Number one is, either way, unfortunately, fortunately, I probably guess you'll be married probably will be like that. So at the end of the day, you have to live with it. So learn to live with it. But at the same time, also maximize it. Hope that answers the question. Any other question? Oh. Do you have anything from online? Okay. All right. You have a question here. 2 minutes.
So my question is, How does resilience play a role in developing strengths?
Resilience. A lot. It does a lot. Because one thing about resilience is it makes you flexible. It stretches you beyond, and all of us, resilience is not something that's peculiar to. Some people naturally they are resilient. But all of us need to learn to be resilient because that's why you begin to stretch yourself. Because resilience is what makes you to understand other people. It makes you to think about other people. It makes you to look at things from their perspective. Because it takes a dose of patience to, if you're not somebody that is very patient, to live with somebody that can talk. So that's what, because resilience is only what makes you to stretch yourself and also to develop new skills. Because again, you can give an excuse about that's just who I am. But at the same time, you can learn to be better in whatever you do. Other questions? Well, before I go, I want to encourage every one of us. Like I said, this is a series that we are going into. It's a season of surviving, thriving, because the more we get to know ourselves, the more skill we get, the more we get better. So subscribe to our channel, whether on Facebook or YouTube and everything. I mean, it's a church we do, and like we said, we develop spiritually, physically, in our careers and everything, because a church should be a resource center, not just a place where people just come and go. It's we equip ourselves to be better spiritually and also to be better in our ways of life. So, any other questions? Any other comments? All right. So, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. Like I said, everybody subscribe. And I hope that after this, now that we've introduced you to you, now you can go and be you and do you. And I mean, if you have testimony, whatever, share with us how this has helped you change your life and everything. Because at the end of the day, the point is we grow spiritually, we also grow as individuals, and we get better at anything that we do in your career. Again, I always tell people, God is not against you making more money. Don't worship the money that you make. That's different there. So, but let's get better. Let's improve our life. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a good weekend and enjoy yourself.
Thank you.